Today's episode of the Talking Shop podcast, sponsored by Red Bull and Kit Kat, the breakfast of champions.
The dentist's dream.
What'd you say?
I said a dentist's dream.
Yeah. I'm Josh from Grand Slam Cards. Got Michael at Medium Rare Cards over on Instagram. We got It's Cobb driving up above. What's up, Jacob? What's up, guys? I really haven't talked to you guys much this week.
I
and we didn't pregame, so
I know. I spent all morning breaking Bowman Draft.
I think someone has a time machine, Michael, because you're slowly breaking up. Like you're I
should be.
Someone's breaking up your parents in the past.
Earth Angel.
Earth Angel. Yes, it is. It is Bowman Draft launch day. Check this out. Like within not 5 minutes ago, a customer hit a Caglianone auto in the store.
Wow.
So non-numbered, but still, that's pretty sweet.
Still.
One of the chasers. But yeah, we're here to talk some shop today with you. Jacob, are you giving a rundown of kind of what we're going to talk about today? And then we'll get
Of
started.
course. We're going to catch up on our busy Thanksgiving week since we took off last week. Josh is going to fill us in on how Black Friday and Small Business Saturday went. We're going to talk about the Lorcana tournament from this past weekend. Plus, with fall in full swing, we're going to debate, do you rake leaves as they fall or wait until the end of the season?
Oh, no. We've already done that.
We have?
Right. Yes.
That's
Josh hires that out.
That's right.
I can give a follow-up to that because the guy I hired out, I had him come over and give me a quote. And I was like, oh, that's higher than I want to spend. So I said no.
Sorry, didn't want to go down that path again, Jacob.
Then in hobby news, we're gonna take a look at Bowman Draft. Like Josh said, he's been breaking all morning, and Michael apparently. We're also going to discuss PSA's new eBay and Vault features. Then we're going to get into some more Shohei Ohtani potential drama. Him and his interpreter are back at it again.
The drama from Ohtani.
And then Josh let us know that there was a review on Google. So we're going to give our review of the review after that. Then, of course, Josh is going to give us some hits from the shop possibly, and, of course, a crazy stat. But first, how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
It was good. I have a lot to be thankful for. And even when I don't think I do, I just have to sit down and actually focus on it. There's a lot to be thankful for. So, but it was good. Yeah. All my family's in this area. So we all got together, had a good typical Thanksgiving meal. Nothing crazy, nothing special, but it was good.
Do you guys do like a family football game or anything? Anything like competitive?
Last year, me and like my brother and my kids and we did wiffle ball in the back. We played a wiffle ball game, and yeah, but
did you take your boy's yard? Did you knock it out of the yard? Literally?
So no home run. It's just the yard is too big, so it's just
Oh, come on, get in the weight room. I don't want to hear this.
I'm defensive. Defenses win championship. I was a shortstop, so I wasn't hitting home runs.
Jacob, how about you? Does your family like do anything like have a family football game or a family
when they were younger
board game thingy?
Everybody's getting up there now.
I know.
Yeah, that's one of the issues with my house too. Everyone's getting old. We do board games and stuff like that. We didn't this year, but good old Jackbox TV. Are y'all familiar with Jackbox TV?
Oh, love Jackbox TV.
Yeah, so we do that sometimes because that's easy, and everyone can still play on their phones.
How do you keep it from going like from PG to like?
You know what?
Rated R.
You're the second person that's kind of hinted at that, and when we get together with some of our friends and play it, it does tend to why does that game just skew people that direction? Like, it's probably because like when you're playing fibbage, it's like in 1934, a man was arrested for doing what in the town square, and everyone has to make up their fake answer, and everyone immediately gets perverted with it.
It's I want to say it's the same game makers that came out with this game, and it was back in the day. Okay, kids, back in the day, to play a game on your computer, you actually had to have a disc, and you had to put it in your computer, and it had all the information on the disc. And it was a game called You Don't Know Jack.
Yeah.
And you had to have a keyboard, and everybody had like their own part of the keyboard. It was super clunky. But I want to say it's the same people that made that game because
I think it did evolve.
But yeah, we'll play that for about an hour as a family, and then it's like, okay, it's going down the wrong path.
Yeah.
So, but Thanksgiving was good, and Josh, you nailed it. We have so much to be thankful for. You know, it's been a tough year for a lot of folks, but even our toughest years, we could always find something to be thankful for. So,
yep.
Same boat here.
Absolutely.
Well, Josh, I didn't realize this. I don't know if it's this way every year, but does Small Business Saturday always follow Black Friday? I feel like those two are separated usually.
So yeah, that I felt like last year it was that way as well, but
Okay.
I can't answer that. I guess I kind of assumed that they just called Black Saturday Small Business Saturday. So I always thought it was like Black Friday, and then their name for that Saturday was Small Business Saturday, probably as a way to still encourage you're all out doing shopping. Let's not forget small businesses. And then it's followed by Cyber Monday. So
Well, how was the shop?
those
How was the shop
always
on Black Friday and this weekend?
busy? Yeah, like we made if you saw the post online, I made those Grand Slam Pokemon Mega
those.
Booster Bundles.
Yeah.
I had 50 of them made, and we sold out on Friday of all 50 of them. And then we
That's
made
nuts.
like I scrounged. I had enough product to make like 10 more Saturday morning before we opened, and then those sold Saturday. So that was the hit of the weekend. But yeah, we sold a little bit of everything. It was a good weekend. But
Now I'm not too familiar. Those you just grab different booster packs from different booster boxes and sort of mash up and give everybody an opportunity to get some hits out of different releases. Is that what's going on?
It's basically just 15 packs for $40. I mean, we're probably not really making anything on it, but it was kind of like the doorbuster Pokemon deal, because you're not going to find 15 packs for that cheap anywhere ever.
There it is.
Pokemon.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what we did for that. But yeah, sold probably 60 of those like in a smidge over a day. So that was cool.
My goodness. And then I wanted to talk to you about this because this is a bit of a blind spot for me. This is the second time you've done a Lorcana tournament. Number one, how was the turnout? And then I'll follow up with another question.
Turnout lighter than we want, enough to run a tournament for sure. With tournaments and a player base, like let's say like if you have for Pokemon, we might have 50 or 60, let's call it 50 regular players, but on every given weekend, you get 20, 30 of them because everyone has stuff going on. And then the next weekend, when those that couldn't make it last weekend show up, another sect can't show up from this one. So once you get a player base built up, then you get a percentage of those pretty regularly for each tournament. So with Lorcana and any of these newer TCGs, and like with Yu-Gi-Oh! On Monday night, we probably have 30 guys that rotate. So we'll get 15 to 18 on any given Monday night for a tournament. And so Lorcana, we just don't have that buildup. So if 20% of your people can't make it because of life and other things, schedules, then you have a pretty light turnout. So we're working on building that up. I've not done a good job of advertising it. And so we've kind of last minute advertised the last two, which is probably my fault. And so we're going to choose the next date. We're going to try to do it twice a month on Sunday and just advertise it more and let people know that it is happening. So
I mean, other than the first couple releases, I haven't been much into the Lorcana that's coming out. Certainly, I'm not a player, but for anybody that wants to start playing, because I think that's the thing about Pokemon, right? Is that you have this huge critical mass of people that actually play the game. And then you have a subset of those that play the game and collect. And then you have a smaller subset that just collects. But I think you have to have that core that plays. For those of us, including me, that have never played Lorcana, what's the gameplay like? Is it like easy? Like after a few rounds, you're like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
And like, do you have to? Like, is it just one deck? You can get like a starter deck. Like, I don't know. Talk to us that don't know about Lorcana. Maybe we can get some people showing up on Sundays for these tournaments.
Yeah, like any of the TCG games, you can build your own custom decks, or you can buy decks that have already been built for you. And we have those starter decks here. They're inexpensive. They're playable. You could literally open it up, sit down and play if you knew how to. But so I don't know how to play it. I've said I'm going to learn it. I still intend to, because I am interested in at least learning it. I hear it's on the easier side of the TCG games, so that's a plus. Here's why I think it hasn't yet took off. Pokemon, you have a huge collector base and you have a huge player base. Lorcana, they're not giving you enough chase cards to hunt down. It's like you're hunting down the enchanteds, and you're not even getting one per box. They're one every couple boxes or every 3 boxes or so. They're decently valuable, but
so you think it's more collector friendly than player friendly?
Say it again.
In the current setup of it, it's more collector friendly than player friendly.
I would argue the opposite, because all the cards you're getting from the box really serve no purpose to you except for playing the game. True. Because there's no alternate arts and there's no, the enchanted is what you're chasing. And so in a Pokemon booster box, you're going to open a booster box, you get like 15 different hits of some kind. Where in a Lorcana box, you're lucky if you get the one enchanted. So I think there's less of excitement of opening a booster box, because if you don't play and you just want to collect and maybe have a chance to pull something you can resell, your odds aren't good in Lorcana. So they need to take a page from Pokemon's book and start doing some alternate arts and some hits of some kind that add some chasers to the product. Because what happens is then people start buying it for the chase and the fun of it, and then kind of fall in love with the characters or some of the ideas. And then they're like, I should learn to play this. So you'll get players that end up collecting, but you can get collectors that end up playing too.
Yeah, it's got to go both ways. So before we move on to new in the shop, you touched on something. Like I said, selfishly, I'm just sort of unpacking this because I just don't know. When you said that it's on the easier side of a TCG, like what does that mean? Easier side.
To learn.
Is Magic super hard to learn?
Yeah, I think if you rate them, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh's hard and Magic is hard, and then Pokemon gets easier, and Lorcana's easier. That's from my
easier in what way? Like knowing the nuances or being good?
In Magic, there's so many different things that cards can do and so many different mechanics to learn that you've got hundreds of different mechanics in Magic to learn. And I think Yu-Gi-Oh is probably a little bit similar to that, where Pokemon gets a little bit. And look, it's like the games that are geared a little bit more to a younger audience are going to be a little bit easier. And the ones Magic is zombies and wizards and spells and vampires, and so that's going to be gauged to a little bit older, and so there's much more to learn. With every new set in Magic, they often implement 1 or 2 new mechanics, a new keyword where this card can do something different. So every set you're having to pile onto your knowledge base.
You gotta have
it's
a
easy
notepad.
if you already know it, because then you're just adding one more mechanic on top of what you already know. But when you're jumping in new, very hard to learn it all. It just takes a lot of time. Where with Lorcana or Pokemon, it's much simpler.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. And you said you're going to try to do that once or twice a month
So
moving forward.
I think the first and third Sunday of each month is the plan for right now. So
Okay.
All right. Well, let's hear what is new in the shop this week.
Bowman Draft Baseball is new today, as you probably
Shocker.
known and heard. Friday we have certified football, which we've been Mosaic football came out last week. I can't remember. We didn't do an episode last week. So Mosaic football has hit the shop. I'm trying to think of. We filled in a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to think of new product though. So I think, Bowman Chrome University football came out last week. That and Mosaic football came out last week. This week is certified football, Bowman Draft baseball, Panini 3-count WWE just for you.
Boom.
Jacob. I feel like I'm getting some of that. If I do, Jacob, it comes out Friday. It'll land.
I think you told me a projected number, but you didn't know for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting like a half a case or something of it. So I'll let you know if you're interested. I'm definitely interested. Friday is also MLS Chrome Soccer Blasters and Hobby Boxes.
Nice.
I am getting hobby boxes. I'm not getting blasters, but we have a few cases of hobby boxes coming.
Hey guys, we're a soccer city now.
For our
so
fans.
That's right. FC Charlotte, go Chase. That the football product that's coming out, just to add some clarity around that's not the CJ Stroud release still. That's the new
2024
release.
Yeah.
And so certified, you said, is coming out. And are the rookies in their pro uniforms by now?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah. The last couple products they have been. So
Mosaic, you said Mosaic football?
Mosaic is, yep. And that came out last day before Thanksgiving. That came out. So
fantastic.
That's mostly MLS soccer. There's a new Yu-Gi-Oh set. We were allowed to start selling it today. That comes out Friday for regular retail, but we have it today. And these aren't super popular. As we get close to Christmas, we actually sell some of these, but the full-size TriStar replica mystery autographed football helmets, those arrived last Wednesday as well. So those are in the shop. They make good Christmas gifts for those of you needing some ideas for the football fan in your life.
Awesome. All right. I think it's time to play the promo.
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy.
There you have it. Grading is made easy. Just bring them cards in and we'll do the work.
Awesome.
All righty. So let's talk about this new insert that is in Bowman Draft. You guys know, I think I actually sent this to the private chat. You know, this is right up my alley. They are made to look like action figures.
Yeah. Josh, did you see any of these this morning? How many boxes did you break?
So there was one per box in the regular.
Okay.
In the regular boxes. I call them, they're jumbo. There's jumbo and super jumbo. Super. Some are calling it hobby and jumbo.
And jumbo.
So the 3 autograph box, you get one per.
Oh, sweet.
I can show you one.
I'd like to see the back of it.
Yeah, and some of these do have autos.
Really?
Yeah.
This is up my alley.
Yeah, I love it because the card itself is like got a little hanger tag.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Don't blame me. I don't know if the light can hit it right up where the hanger tag is at.
Oh, that's cool.
A little
Huh.
It creases too easily right there. Like that one has a
Yeah.
tiny little crease on the back, but I love the design. If you were watching the breaks this morning, I was like, ooh, I think this is my favorite insert this year, which
Good
probably
choice.
going to
Good
be
choice.
most people's favorite insert, but great
Well,
idea, Tom.
yeah, I didn't. Does it look good in the hand? Because here
Yeah.
in this photo, it looks like there's an action figure
Yeah,
in
this is a
the
good
darn
photo.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
So-
it
pretty
does
cool.
kind of, it's got a 3D look a little bit to it, but
It pops off of there.
The bubble.
Yeah. So guys, what do you think of this? Do you think they should expand this, or do you think this should be a bit of like a product specific insert?
I think they should put this in WWE.
that would be awesome in WWE.
Well, it would
It'd
make
a lot
sense,
more
right?
than baseball.
It would, because there's action figures. They have an action figure license with the toy company, right? I don't know if they do that.
What they
with
could
MLB.
do is like we talked about Topps did with, what was it, Garbage Pail Kids? They could have Topps and Mattel get together and take existing figures and put it on a card. But what do I know?
Interesting. Well, Josh, while Jacob is bringing in the top prospects, how was the break this morning? How many more boxes do you have left to break?
So there's one other box. We broke 3 this morning. There's one other box that's getting fairly close to being full, I think. It's about half full. So we'll break that later today if it fills. Yeah, I got to make sure to keep plenty on the shelf. We've got a good bit of that product, so it'll be on the shelf. We're also, because it's so expensive, we're packing it up, some of it out as well. And if you saw right at the opening, a customer bought some of the product, and I can show you again. But this was the guy. He was like, "Man, it'd be sweet if I could pull his auto." There's Caglianone there for the Royals, but his first auto was that card. So we're like,
well, speaking of that, go ahead and throw that that page up, Jacob. So if you guys are looking for who to look for in 2024 Bowman Draft, this is a real quick sort of synopsis of the top players. So if you just scroll down and Josh, when we get to the players, let us know if you hit any of these guys. Did any of the Bazzanas pop for you this morning?
just some inserts and base stuff. No autos or no numbered stuff yet.
Okay. So Travis Bazzana, he's with the Guardians. Chase Burns, did you see this guy at all?
Not to note.
Okay.
I mean, definitely.
And you probably weren't looking for pitchers, so he probably wasn't on your radar.
Yeah, and I mean, like, guarantee there's so many cards in a box. We got his paper and his chrome probably for sure, but nothing serial numbered.
Okay. So that's Chase Burns. The next guy is for the A's.
Nick Kurtz.
And you wouldn't think that the A's would be a team to chase, but I guess this makes them. This guy makes them.
What is he? What was he drafted overall?
4th.
Yeah.
4th. Okay. Wow.
And
Keep my eyes
the
peeled.
big kid out of Florida, Caglianone, and apparently, and maybe I'm misremembering this, but I think he's got a variation of him pitching in this product.
Jack does?
Yes. I think he was a two-way player in college.
Wow.
Don't think he's going to go do that in the majors. I mean, the kid's like 6'5", 6'6", 240. I mean, he could play tight end somewhere. But yeah,
I'd like to know, if you look at his name, Caglianone, I'd like to know the exact way to pronounce it, because I thought it was Caglione, but once you read it, it says Caglianone.
Yeah, I don't think it's the one at the end. I think it's own. Caglione.
But it's not spelled in the way that it should be pronounced own.
Nope.
Caglianone. I got to get to the bottom of this, or I'm going to sound like an idiot for a while.
Hey, if you just keep pulling that guy, everybody's going to be happy.
Yeah, they don't care what I call him.
Yep.
This name sounds familiar. We didn't hit an auto, but I think we hit maybe something serial numbered.
Okay. Fantastic. So Christian Moore, he's with the Angels. And then if you go to the next one, Jacob, they continue this in the second part. So just click through and read more.
Get faster internet.
No joke.
You know we're impatient when we got to wait 5 seconds and we all start getting pissy.
And so there's Konnor Griffin with the Pirates. Boy, the Pirates in this product has been great this year. You remember pulling any of him, any numbered or colored or autos of Konnor?
I don't think any. I remember the name, maybe refractor, nothing serial numbered that I can think of.
Okay, so there's Konnor Griffin.
Seaver King. Nothing of his, but I've seen him in other product in the shop.
Okay. And he's with the Nationals. Seaver King.
Zebra King? What? Oh. Seaver King.
Any other ones, Jacob? There we go.
About halfway through this.
Bryce Rayner with the Tigers. The 11th overall. Braden Montgomery, I've heard of him.
So
12 pick from
I'm
Boston.
I'm waiting to see if the guy that let me see this guy. We pulled 2 autos of his.
Smith. Wow. Really? Yeah.
Are you saying you get loaded boxes?
Back-to-back boxes, but he was in the same box as I'm hoping the next guy, because we hit a number to 10 auto of
no, that's it.
So the Cam Smith auto numbered to 150. It's a blue refractor. There's a sale on eBay for just 5 cents, under $800. So $799.95.
Wow.
So
you know this guy? This is the one, Braylon Payne. He's a first rounder. I think he's like 17th overall or something.
Wow. Is that a black?
It's a black
Prism?
to 10. The box before it, we hit this one, same dude, to 250.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's
Start the
why
rainbow.
I didn't even take a picture. Well, there you see in the background, Cam Smith there, and then we had him in the box before as well.
Yep. Pretty sought after.
Those were
So,
good boxes.
As Josh mentioned, plenty of the product left, plenty of spots left as well in the break. So go over to the break page, grab a spot, or head down to the shop. Sounds like Josh is packing the stuff out. It's not something Josh does a lot of, but I'm sure he wanted to be able to get this product in some collectors' hands without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
So
boxes are expensive, but packing it out makes it a little easier.
Fantastic. How was, real quick before we move on to the PSA story, you broke a lot of it this morning. How was quality control? It was good.
Yeah.
Lots of, not a lot of miscuts, not a lot of scratches or anything on the Chrome cards.
No, actually pretty darn good.
Except for the one issue on the hang tag, which is kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man.
Let's get into Josh's favorite company, PSA.
So if you guys are not watching, you guys are just listening, this is a post from Sports Card Investor. It says PSA introduces direct eBay auctions and offers to cards in PSA Vault. PSA has introduced 2 new features. You can now automatically list your PSA submissions on eBay once grading is complete. And you can also receive offers on your cards stored in the PSA Vault. According to Nat Turner, PSA offers is still in beta, but some sellers will receive instant payoffs, net all fees. This feature will soon be extended to regular PSA grading submission.
Before y'all deep dive into this, let me put my 2 cents in real quick. The fact that you can receive offers on cards that are in the vault that you just kind of like have put away, don't really care about, but I mean, money talks. So that's a cool little ad. I like that.
I like the idea. My favorite part is the comment section where the
Oh,
first one
dude.
says, "Yeah, I tried it and it sucks." PSA charges different levels for cards sold. If your card sells below a certain amount, you get charged a higher fee. If you sell anything over 3K, then that is where you save on fees. Okay. Don't sell low end cards because you will lose. You could almost say kind of you know, you're not using a third party company like PSA to sell your $20 cards. This is meant for those cards a couple grand or more. Don't plus if you want to take cards out of the vault, they charge $5 plus one service charge fee. I learned the hard way. I wonder if that's to ship them back to you. Plus PSA can buy your cards in the vault, but for 25 to 30% off comps. That's also not he's being a crybaby. He 25 they're gonna buy it.
You're getting warmed up. You're getting warmed up for this review we're gonna roast here. So keep it going,
Yeah,
Josh.
that's true. Yeah, but like if they're going to offer you 75% comps, that seems more than fair. I mean,
what's
I think this
the
would be really good
so
if utilized.
does this impact you as a group submitter, Josh? Is this something that is there a use case for you as a group submitter or no? This is just going to
I
be
don't
for
think it's going to move the needle noticeably. It would be nice to know, like, hey, we're sending this really big card in for you. It gets a big grade and it gets and it jacks the price up. You now have the option to like they could buy it from you or sell it for you.
Do they do that through you as the submitter and then you notify your customer?
Yeah, I would imagine that's the only way. It's kind of like when the card gets a gigantic upcharge. Like we've had a few cards get these monster upcharges because they grade 10s and they're worth a ton of money. They ask us for permission to finish the sub because we have to approve that higher fee, and we go to the customer and say, "Hey, your grading fee is $1,000 for this card. You good?" They, of course, don't have much of a choice, but that means their card's probably over $10,000 card. So most of them are like, "Yep, don't have a choice, but I'm good." So then we approve it, then they finish grading it. So.
Well, if you were giving advice on using this, from what I'm hearing, this isn't something that you would do for something that would be valued under 500, or like, what's the cutoff for you here?
Maybe under. Yeah, I mean that's probably a good cutoff, I would think.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't think it'll move the needle, but it is nice to know, like I said, we've had a couple really high-end cards go through and get graded. This might be a way for them, instead of getting it back and then dealing with Golden or other auction houses, like let PSA. I mean, the industry will have to kind of get behind it, so we'll see if that happens. But pretty big name, I suppose, if they could do it right. But
yeah. All right, guys,
PSA,
in the comments,
and Golden is the PSA of, or is the PSA of auctions.
Yeah.
They are to what auction is for what PSA is to grading. It's like everyone gets a card. It's like, I'm going to sell it through Golden. You never hear any of the other grading companies or the auction companies really that much. And it's just like, I'm going to get a card graded. It's just assumed it's going to PSA. So like PSA is king in grading. Golden is king in auctions. And so PSA will be like the Beckett of auction companies compared to Golden, perhaps.
Yikes. The Beckett? That bad, huh?
I was going to say SGC, but SGC's, number two. Maybe the SGC.
Well, guys, let us know in the comments if this is a service you're going to use. Certainly, I agree with Josh on the higher end stuff. That I don't know if you want to dabble with any sort of lower end stuff. And if it's going to be lower end, it's probably going to be PC anyway. But let us know if this is something that you guys are going to use.
I don't pull cards of that magnitude.
Oh, just 101s. That's
all right. Well, let's move on to the hobby golden boy, as some people like to refer to him as.
Michael? Oh.
Yeah. Close.
No, the other Asian. Yes.
And not the interpreter.
No.
I didn't.
Shohei.
I'm not aware of this article.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani seeks $325,000 worth of baseball cards from ex-interpreter. Yikes. I don't think the interview addresses this, so you may need to scroll down just a little bit, Jacob. You want to read that, Josh?
Yeah, I can. So, in essence, Ohtani wants his former interpreter to hand over hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of baseball cards he says were fraudulently bought using his money.
Oh.
Ohtani is also requesting this interpreter, who pled guilty to bank and tax fraud for stealing $17 million from the unsuspecting athlete. Is this the same guy that was gambling? This has to have been him, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. The legal filing says the interpreter accessed Ohtani's bank account beginning around November, changing his security protocol so he could impersonate him. He authorized wire transfers. He used that money to buy about $325,000 worth of baseball cards at online resellers on eBay and whatnot.
So I read this wrong. I thought it was $325,000 worth of his cards. Like, I thought that I could just see this interpreter just sitting around with Ohtani autographs and red refractors and just has them stuck away. But these are just cards in general. So this guy was a card collector on top of this.
And a gambler. Everybody that's a card collector is a gambler. We're all gamblers.
Yikes. I thought it was Ohtani cards, which would make would make a little more sense than just cards in general.
He went rogue.
Yeah, I mean, Ohtani's like, I want the money back. Well, that ain't happening. Well, then I want the cards he bought so I can at least recoup some of the money. Here's why Ohtani may be innocent from those gambling charges. Maybe he really didn't know what was going on, because if he did, don't you think you want to distance yourself in anything that puts this guy in the spotlight if you're anyway guilty? So this could be like, look, not only did I not know he was gambling and dragging my name through the mud, but he was doing this other stuff, and now I want it all, because no matter what digging you do, you're not going to find anything on me. So
what do you think this guy's collecting? What if he has just a whole bunch of Pete Rose cards?
That would be hilarious. I just got that, but what if it's a whole bunch of Wander Franco cards?
Yes, a whole bunch of them. You'd need, I don't even know how many you would need to equal 325. It'd be interesting, right? It'd be interesting to see if this guy's like a basketball guy. You know, has he got a couple LeBron rookies, like some big bangers, like some Tom Brady autos in there. It'd be interesting.
I would imagine it's not like a garage full of 5-row boxes. No, this is a bunch of high-end graded.
I can't wait for the follow-up story when they come out with the actual inventory. It'll be interesting to see how much of these cards are actually Ohtani. And if they were like regular base cards that he said, hey, do me a solid and sign a couple of these.
$325,000 to Ohtani is not that much money. Like, that would be like probably like $500 to us, right? If you kind
he
of
also
think,
didn't notice $17 million was missing originally.
$700 million.
I just feel like $325,000. You probably should just wash your hands of it and just distance yourself from it and just call it a loss.
I don't know. Maybe there's some one-on-one, maybe some one-on-ones in there that he wants.
Unless he's using this to clear his name, like Josh said, though. Shows that the interpreter was shady.
Yeah, I mean, this is just another way Ohtani was getting screwed by that interpreter, and he's shining a light on that in a sense. But
further prove his innocence, possibly.
I mean, are you doing some math?
Yeah, I am. So $325,000 is 0.0005% of Ohtani's contract.
And his contract was for how many years?
10 years.
So
it's all deferred, though.
And I'm going to round up, but let's say $100,000 to us per year over 10 years is $1 million. What's 1 million times that percentage? So $1 million times that percentage you just came up with, 0.0.
I'm out.
$4.64.
So Ohtani's basically,
You got a
So
burger.
about
and I
$5
rounded
bill.
up to $100,000 a year for us. So you're a
Fighting
couple
over a
bucks.
$5 bill.
It's a $5 bill. If your math is correct.
It's Tom Brady. It's a Tom Brady base card from 2015.
Yeah. I'm probably letting it go if I'm Ohtani. But
Wow.
I said 500. Man, I way overestimated. That's like,
I'm putting a Google News alert for this, and when they get these cards from this guy, I cannot wait to see what's in there. Watch it be a whole bunch of wrestling, Jacob.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's right.
One-on-one.
Absolutely. All right, let's wrap things up in hobby news with our favorite thing to do. And look, guys, we don't get to do this very often, right? Because Josh and his team do a fantastic job servicing their customers, but every once in a while,
Every once in a while.
somebody decides to get froggy online. Do you have this, Jacob? I think I dropped it
I
in the
do.
chat.
I have it.
So if you're listening, this was a recent Google review that a customer left for the shop. I'm going to read it. Then we're going to torch it. I'm going to defend myself publicly. But the user's name is Clemente Rosario. I'll let it be known that this was their first ever review on Google. They now have 3 reviews. We got to peek at the other 2 if possible.
Yeah.
But
He's on the warpath.
when this
Yes.
review was given, it was their first one. Clemente, I don't know if Clemente is a male or female, but it says, take my experience with a grain of salt. I went in on a day where many people were searching for an updated box of 2024 Topps Chrome baseball cards. Many of these people probably didn't know what they were supposed to buy, but they were wanting to get in on the bounty hunt for the one-of-one Paul Skeens rookie card. I'm knowledgeable enough to know what I was looking for, and I noticed they didn't have any of the updated boxes in stock. Unfortunately for the other customers who didn't know any better, they were being sold boxes that had absolutely no chance of having the card. From what I could tell as I browsed cards and eavesdropped, the employees knew that those boxes wouldn't have a chance to hold the card, yet they sold them anyways under the guise that they could have the card. Honesty and integrity are very important, not just in business, but buying and selling collectibles as well. Thank you, Captain Obvious. My transaction was good, but everything was a little shady in my opinion. All right, so now, I would have been here. I've never lied to a customer. I've never guided a customer wrongly. I would also say they painted this picture that everyone was in looking for updated boxes. Like there was a line at the counter and we were trying to get updated Topps.
Hold on. It's not updated.
Yeah. So I retorted to this review, but I also corrected them and said, FYI, it's Topps update, not updated. But let me defend myself first here, because like I said, they made it sound like there was this mad frenzy of people wanting Topps Chrome updated boxes and that we were just lying to them and telling them they could possibly get that Paul Skeens card here. No. Even on the busy days where we were selling this product steadily, we'd sell like a box. And then 30 minutes later, maybe another person would come in and say, do you got Topps Chrome update in? We'd say, yes, we have these here. Okay, I'll take a box. So there was never any of this frenzy that they make it sound like. And what was the other thing they said? They were being sold boxes like he or she was standing there and we were just hand over fist selling all these different boxes under the guise that they could pull that card. You know what? I missed lots of sales by not having, when we sold out of that product, people came in left and right. Do you got any Topps Chrome update? For one, 90% of our customers that come through the door, they know exactly what product they're looking for.
Yes.
And they ask us if we had it. They look on the shelf and I say, you seeing anything you're looking for? Any Topps Chrome update? Nah, man, we have sold out. I even had hobby boxes coming that I said, I could sell you a box of one of the case out of the case that's on its way right now and hold it for you. So there's 6 boxes in a case. By the time that case got here, I had pre-sold 4 boxes of it, even shipped one to a customer that reached out and held 3 for other customers in the store. Now, why would I do that when I could just lie to them and tell them that they have a chance to get that card in another box? This whole thing is fake news, and this person's a liar, and this person doesn't have any idea what they were listening to. That's my soapbox rant. My response on paper, I put, this is completely untrue. I am the owner and I am in the shop almost every day. We never lie to our customers, and we have been open and honest with every transaction, and I have hordes of customers who would vouch. It's too bad people are allowed to leave false reviews like this. And P.S., it's update, not updated. I would like to add, you frigging idiot, but I didn't want to put that on paper.
We wanted to say that out loud.
Put it on audio.
Yeah, I saw this and it was ridiculous because, number one, like, who in the right mind would burn the relationship equity to try to sell 1 box of cards? That's bananas to me. I am sure it happens, and I'm sure there are plenty of new collectors out there that have had the wool pulled over their eyes by an unethical card shop owner. But guys, this is, come on. The way this guy is framing this, under the guise that they could have the card, I mean, that's completely fabricated and unfair. You can't put this stuff online, guys.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Yeah, it sucks that people can do this, because I some of our other bad reviews, I was in the store like when the customer came in, and their experience that they put on Google is 100% different than what happened in store.
Yeah.
And if anything, I'm overly nice to people that come in. And again, my employees will vouch, and anyone that knows me, I'll not sell a box over lie to someone about a box.
Yes.
Because what happens is they go home, they open a box with their friends and say, yeah, I bought this Leaf Metal Draft box because I was trying to get that Paul Skeens 1-of-1 debut patch. And someone's going to say, you can't pull that out of there.
Yeah.
And then guess what? They come back to Grand Slam and say, y'all told me I could pull that card out of here.
I mean, back in the day, before this thing called the internet, you could probably get away with that. But the checklists are out there. Everything's out there. There are reviews of this product all over the place. There is no way. So
the very closest, someone would maybe come in and they'd say, I've heard about this Paul Skeens card that everyone's talking about. Which product does this come in? If I have it on the shelf, I'm going to grab it and say, you can hit it here. If I don't have it, I'm going to say, we're sold out. I've got some coming. You're welcome to pre-buy a box if you would like to guarantee yourself one, or I can text you when one arrives, or follow the Facebook page because I'll post when we get more, but I don't have any currently. Maybe. So there are people that come in because they've heard about the hype of this card and they ask, which product is this card being pulled out of? But the jumbo boxes are like over 500. We sold them at 500 on launch, and now they're way over that. You think someone that doesn't know anything about sports cards that can be talked into this is going to be like, okay, give me that $600 box of cards.
Sure.
I'm just going to, I don't know anything about this stuff, but yeah, it's stupid. So anytime you leave a bad review that's not fair, we're going to talk about it on the podcast.
Yes. It's one of my favorites.
Does it show there are other 2 reviews, Jacob, on there? Does it let you see where they reviewed the other two places?
Let me do some digging.
There we go. Hey, while he's digging, and before you get to card from the shop or hits from the vault or however we do it here, you're going to be at a show in the next couple of weeks, right? And there's a trade night the Saturday of that show. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So, I should probably. We'll start talking about it a little more as we get a little closer. But we're like 10
Next
days
weekend,
away,
dude.
Yep. So, our friends down at Palmetto Cards in Lexington, they are hosting their second card shop down at the fairgrounds in Columbia. It's the 13th, 14th, and 15th. So it's a 3-day show. Friday evening, they do a little VIP, I think 4 to 8 for people that bought a VIP ticket. So a little early access to the show Friday evening. Then it's all day Saturday. And then Saturday night, us and them were co-sponsoring trade night down there. We've got a separate room at the fairgrounds for that trade night. And that's Saturday night. And then the show will finish up on Sunday. So 3-day show. It would be really cool if you're going to do it. Come Saturday, see the show, maybe eat some dinner, and then come to trade night that night. You can do it all in one, and it'll be a good time. So
awesome. Hits from the shop. Anything out of Bowman you want to show? I know that you showed that one auto from Jac Caglianone.
Yeah, no.
However
So
you say his name.
that's probably all I have. I can show a couple. This is kind of cool. Out of that Paul Skeens. Speaking of Paul Skeens, that's a little 1-of-1 out of wild card of his. So
That's cool.
it's wild card. It is what it is. But thought that was pretty cool. A Brooks Robinson auto got pulled.
Whoa.
Little on-ball numbered
That's
auto
cool.
that came out of that Leaf Pieces of the Game. But yeah, and if you're just joining super late, right before the podcast started, a customer did hit Jac Caglianone auto out of the new Bowman Draft. So follow the Facebook and Instagram page. I'll be posting more hits as people pull stuff out of there. So
Awesome.
that's all I got. All I got for that part.
Are we going to do crazy stat or are we going to read the rest of these reviews?
So let's, while I'm pulling up the crazy stat, i.e. trying to find one and my source of where I get all my crazy stats. Let's read the other reviews and see.
All right. Their other review is for a lawn care company down in Cape Coral, Florida.
Wow. Everywhere.
And then their other review is, of course, a 5-star review for a card shop in Rock Hill.
Oh, how coincidental.
Shocker.
They gave him a
I
free
didn't-
Star Wars card.
I didn't see this coming at all.
Yeah.
Holy
So
cow.
not only do we get a 2-star review, but our competitor got a 5-star review. Surprise, surprise, the same day.
They helped
I
them
wonder if there's
grade.
a link there.
They gave him a free card. They double checked on him so they wouldn't waste their money. They had a conversation about trading card games. This will be my home away from home.
Yeah. And that's funny because I had no idea that they would have left the competitor a 5-star review. So it's almost like it was done on purpose.
Shocker. All right, guys. While Josh is fumbling around on his phone for a crazy stat, if you guys have made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if you like what we do here. Let us know through the comments or leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Josh, take us out with a crazy stat.
Here's a crazy stat. This is the first podcast since we've been doing this where I don't have a crazy stat of the week.
Sometimes he has 4. This time he has none.
Right.
Law of averages, folks.
It's probably
Law of
that
averages.
busy Thanksgiving week. I didn't get one saved, so shame on me. But that in itself is a crazy stat because we've been doing this podcast a while, and I think I've had one every week except for this one.
Every week. Well, you're forgiven. Josh, I appreciate you taking some time out. Now get back to breaking some more Bowman. Jacob, it's good seeing you. And guys, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.